Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. This is the Ushanka here, and well, I'm back to a pretty decent schedule, so hopefully some more videos will be coming back soon, daily, maybe 2 in a day or 1 in a day, I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, I was just before I was at work, I had some downtime, and I was filling up my truck with water. And so I'm watching the news, and this is, well, it's political, but it's not political, but yet it is political. So now I'm pretty sure anybody who knows anything about pop culture is gonna know who the Simpsons are. All right, the Simpsons, you know, town of Springfield, Homer, Marge, you know, Bart, Lisa, and the one who never speaks, Maggie. Well, apparently there's going to be, for their upcoming, I think it's like the 30th, it's well into the 30th season of the Simpsons series. So the series is definitely, has been around for quite a while, multiple decades, and still going. That doesn't mean that the show is actually good. That doesn't mean the show has better ratings than, you know, season 6 did, or season 7. You know, those days are gone. It's basically the Simpsons are on, I guess you could say, life support, and I don't know how. I mean, it's just, I think it's just the simple fact that it's just it's still there, and money is still being pumped into it, and they still sell a lot of merchandise. The Simpsons is still like a big, well-known cartoon / franchise that is just, you know, it's just, I don't even know how it's still around, where the show, you can watch the latest, newest episode, and it's just cringy. They're not like how they used to be. So for their newest upcoming season, for their new season, they had a small trailer, and it's called The West Wing Story. All right, and you can go to the actual Simpsons YouTube page, and you can look at the small clip. I think it's like 1.5 minutes long or something like that. But it's basically, if you want, go watch that first, and then come back, and then, you know, you could do your, you know, you listen to my little, you know, reaction or complaint to it. So basically, you know, when you watch the video, it's basically Trump. You know, obviously they're portraying him as, you know, a dim-witted president, someone who's very slow, someone who's very, you know, unintelligent, someone who just doesn't know what they're doing in the White House, and kind of like they're making it seem like he's a guy who's just like down on his luck, like nothing's going right in his way, like just a very weak person. And and there's a picture on his desk of AOC and her squad, Rashida Tlaib, Johan Omar, and I forget the other one. I forget the other one. But anyway, AOC, Tulsi Gabbard. Anyway, let's just say AOC and her squad, right? They're not really memorable people to even think about, so it's like, forgive me if I don't know their names that well, but they're just, honestly, I listen to them, and I tend to just one ear out the other with them. So the whole clip is like a dance number, and basically it was, they're doing like a little sing and song dance, and they're making fun of Trump, the same, you know, comedy points that the left was using, like when Trump first got elected into office, like 2 years ago. So all the jokes that they're using are pretty old. They're talking about making fun of his hair, you know, making fun of, his tan and everything. It's like, okay, we already know all this stuff, all right? These jokes have already been around. It's funny. Yeah, it's okay to make fun or poke fun at the president. But when it comes down to, the Simpsons and this clip alone, they are just totally bashing the president. They don't bash AOC and her little squad, and they don't bash the presidential candidates, the Democratic candidates. At the end of the clip, they don't bash them. And when I was watching a YouTuber, I think it was called No Bullshit. Yeah, that's literally the YouTube channel. I think that's where I found that out. He basically said that, the animation, I mean, and if you think about it, you look at it, and the animation, when they're, drew the characters, Trump is like, he looks like just some elderly man who's just, like, been, just drinking and smoking cigarettes his whole life, and he's just like this guy who's just down, who's just been like beat up and depressed and just incompetent. Like, that's how they look, like how they drew Trump, and with everybody else, with all the other Democratic candidates that are shown in the little dance number, they make them look all nice and make them look all pretty. But have you ever seen Elizabeth Warren? Have you seen Joe Biden? They all look like old, ugly, creepy people. And in The Simpsons, they dress them up really nice, like they're these, really nice-looking people. While Trump looks like he hasn't slept in days, and he just looks totally, totally run down. So it's like, what, obviously the bias is there towards, hating Trump and hating and promoting the liberal agenda. And I was reading the comments down there on the Simpsons video, and obviously it's getting kind of up in the middle. It's got like 21,000 likes, and it's got like 15, almost 16,000 dislikes. So the ratio of likes to dislikes is sort of like meeting in the middle. It's not completely disliked, but it's getting there to where it's becoming, 20,000 likes, 20,000 dislikes. So, there is that chance that it could go, more and higher, but higher in the dislikes. But again, I don't know. So I gotta say this is ridiculous. Okay, I mean, I get it, you make fun of the president, you poke fun of the president, you do all that stuff, but I mean, this whole little clip is just total bashing of the president. It's just total liberal propaganda. They're just pushing the leftist agenda, and just trying to make them look like, oh, they're good and they're great, and that's their whole goal. And at the end, when you watch the dance number as it finishes, there is symbolism there, and it's actually pretty disturbing and disgusting. Again, I got this from No Bullshit, so I don't know if anybody hasn't checked out his channel. Definitely go check it out. The symbolism was there, and I was like, wow, that's pretty disgusting. So at the end, where all the Democratic candidates are lining up and dancing, and they're all doing their little, I forget what dance they call that, but it's like that, they have their arms all, lined up together, and they're all, air kicking, kicking one leg up, and then, but it's all in synchronicity, and they're all, in sync doing that stuff. So, doing the dance the leg kicks or whatever. And so Trump tries to join in, can't do it for very long. Again, it's another, like he's a fat, overweight guy who just can't do things. And he tries to dance with them and sync, but it doesn't work out. He's like, oh, I can't do it, and he just falls flat on his face, like as if he died of a heart attack or something. And if you look, when he's down there on the floor, the Democrats are still dancing. Democrats are still dancing, and then Joe Biden says, "Oh, who you calling old now?" And he does this big old grin, you know, like Joe Biden has a big smile, fake smile of his. And then, as they're dancing still, President Trump is on the ground, and his red tie is like sort of like, so he's flat on the ground, and his red tie is sort of just off to the side, like, but on the floor, like that. The symbolism is there, like as if, you know, they would really want to have this president dead, and the tie, you know, strewn out, you know, laying on the floor. It's not under his body; it's laid out next to his head. The red tie right there, just laid out. That's like a symbolism of like he's dead, and there's like blood coming off, like as if he was like shot or stabbed or something. And so that symbolism is there for that president. And then, while he's still down and the tie is right there, you know, strewn out from his, you know, shoulder and neck, they're still dancing. And so that means, like, oh, they would love it if he died. They would be dancing on his grave. Like, they would be doing a because in the scene there, Donald Trump is passed out, and they're literally so close dancing. They're like, it's almost like as if they're dancing on top of him. So yeah, he is just, the creators are just total full-blown lefties, and they're not giving any sort of you know, comedy relief, you know, comedy towards or poking fun of towards the left. You know, they could have drawn AOC really bug-eyed. They could have had AOC Johan Omar. They could have put like some big old turban, because she's always wearing turbans, and you know, they could have made, you know, Elizabeth Warren, made her wear like a headdress, you know, like a Native American headdress, you know. But see, they made them all look nice and proper. And oh yeah, Bernie Sanders, they drew him like he had like hair, but it was all combed and everything. When that guy looks like he just wakes out of bed, throws a suit on, and then goes. Like he doesn't, you know how these people look. If you look at how they drew the Democratic candidates, presidential candidates, that's not how they look like in real life. I mean, the closest one was probably maybe AOC and Kamala Harris, all right? But everybody else looked way off. Everybody else was like drawn way too perfect. There was no comedic, you know, drawing style that was done to make them look funny at all. But they make Donald Trump look over the top with a bad tan, you know, the crazy hair, the crazy, you know, blonde, reddish hair, whatever, you know, really fat, slow, and old, you know. Oh yeah, they poke fun at him, but when, you know, there's plenty of room to make fun of the Democrats, they don't do it. They don't touch that note. Okay, whereas if it was South Park would have made fun of everybody, because South Park, they're not afraid to make fun of both the right and the left. Okay. So, but, you know, South Park will do that, and hence, that's why I think South Park is still resonating with people today, because Family Guy, it's okay. It's near there, because it's not how it used to be. I mean, whether you like Family Guy or not, but Family Guy nowadays, I really can't. I can't watch it anymore. I used to be able to watch it back in the day, but now I don't even keep up with it anymore. And then South Park, I never got into, but after seeing some, you know, seeing how these episodes go, like, South Park is not afraid to make fun of everybody. So it's like, it doesn't feel like, oh my God, they're just making fun of this one group all the time. No, they make fun of anybody they see fit. If they feel like they're going to make fun of somebody, they're going to make fun of it. You know, if it's something that just sounds stupid or kooky or whatever, they make fun of it, and they're not going to hold back on it, and they're going to do it. And that's why I think South Park has been around for so long, because they have that bipartisanship where it's like they'll make fun of one side, then make fun of the other. You know, it's like an even distribution of laughs towards both sides of the political spectrum, social spectrums, whatever. But with this Simpson thing, it's just totally making fun of Trump. It's just totally directed towards Trump. There's no, like, bipartisanship when making fun of anybody in the Simpsons now. And so, I think the Simpsons is on its way out. It better be on its way out. The last, and it's pretty sad, because sometimes when shows are around for a long time, sometimes they have like a comeback where they've kind of been doing okay or not really that well, for so long, but then they release a season and they sort of change up their writing or their drawings or whatever, or they sort of change it up just a little bit, and they're like, oh man, this season was actually pretty good, it was hilarious, it was funny, I like the way it went this way. But honestly, you can ask any big Simpson fan and they're going to tell you the last good season where I've seen majority, for me, it was season 12, a little bit to 13. Alright? A little bit into season 13. Alright? But for most Simpsons fans, the last season for them, the great season, was season 10. Alright? Season 10, in their eyes, and the majority of Simpson fans, is season 10. Alright? So that means in the past 20 seasons, the Simpsons have not been making a good callback, or have not been making anything funny in that time being, which is pretty ridiculous, and it's pretty sad. So that means for the 20 seasons that they've been around, that they've been pumping out, episodes, none of them have been any good. None of them have been any worthy of watching. And I can tell you, I've looked at some. I've tried to sit down and I've tried to watch them. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not a kid anymore, but man, it just does not bring laughter to me like how it used to back in the, like, I can watch an old Simpsons episode from 1996, 95, and boom, I love it. But if it's one of these new ones, man, it's just, I can't take it. It's too cringeworthy. It's too much. I don't know. I can't really stand it. So anyways, yeah. So the Simpsons is getting woke. The Simpsons is getting really, far left. And maybe Matt Groening is doing this because, well, if you remember in the Jeffrey Epstein case, he could actually be, really trying to be, putting out the anti-Trump, level of mentality and thinking, because, well, he was sort of also in Jeffrey Epstein's, not entourage, but he's hung out with him multiple times as well. Probably not as much as Bill Clinton, but Matt Groening, who's the creator of The Simpsons, he was, I guess, on the flight logbooks, was written to have taken maybe a couple flights or hung out with Jeffrey Epstein a few times as well. So he could be under pressure and being like, oh crap, they're gonna come after me, so better start making fun of Trump more often now. Maybe the Democrats will bail me out, something like that. So I don't know, maybe that could be it. Have no idea. But anyways, you guys, that's pretty much it. Leave your thoughts, your comments. Do you think The Simpsons is getting too woke? Do you think The Simpsons should just end? Should The Simpsons just drop right now and or not even bother coming out with this new season? Or are you going to boycott The Simpsons? Like, let's say you watch The Simpsons a lot. Are you going to be, not now? Are you going to boycott it? Say, screw it, I'm not going to watch these guys no more. So just leave your comments and your thoughts down below. Like or share the video. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.